Hello and welcome to a very, very different quick pop-up chat. This really is the very definition of a pop-up chat because I don't have a lot of time. It's a quick pit stop catch-up, so I hope you can make it. I would like to say at the very, very top of the chat, there is still no sign, no head or tail of baby Sussex. There is absolutely no signs of baby yet. I do think we are still literally imminent in terms of when baby may arrive, but hey, we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go straight to the chat room to see what people are saying. Do some of you still have headaches? Migraines? Are you still setting your alarms to check the news in the middle of the night? I will... Oh, by the way, and I don't actually... It's been quite a slow news day in terms of royal news. There's been a few engagements, but I've been really, really, really busy today. Cleaning the house, getting ready for visitors, food shopping. I've done my weekly food shop. So, life has been happening today. Lots of life. Yes, hello to everyone in the chat room. Cynthia said, heard a report she was due yesterday. I heard her, she was due 2 months ago. Yeah, I don't think we can, at this point, I don't think we can believe almost any story that's coming out. Because I don't think literally anybody knows. How am I doing? I'm feeling really busy today. Lots of people thinking baby might come tomorrow. Oh, how was the movie? Yes, for those of you who are watching my chat, my pop-up yesterday, I said at the end I was getting ready to go and see Endgame, the Avengers, and I said that I hadn't seen any previous Avengers movies or pretty much anything in the Marvel world. So I really, really did get to see the Endgame. Some of it made sense, lots of it didn't make sense because I could tell that there was things that were put in there for people that had seen the previous films. But it was all good. I had a nice comfy reclining sofa in a really posh cinema, and I had a hot dog with onions and mustard and ketchup, and I had a small bag of popcorn, so I was quite happy. No, I'm not going to tell you what happened. No spoilers, no spoilers. Marta Hill says, but I would recommend that you watch the other movies first. That's all I'm saying. Marta Hill says, hi Elliot, I don't think we will hear anything until after Charlotte's birthday, May the 2nd. They did say to the media, now there was a bit of confusion yesterday because I said that they had told the media that they were going to inform once the Duchess had gone into labour. Now, that was not part of the official statement that we all got to see. That was actually a separate press communications that was sent to the press. That is part of the one, do you remember the one that was leaked from Germany? Well, it was part of that. So that was a message to the press that they would inform the press once the Duchess had gone into labour so they could assemble on the long walk to do their reporting. Now, once on the long walk, they aren't going to see anything. They aren't going to get any news. It's just so that they can be on location to report to the world that Meghan has gone into labour. So that was not put out to us. It was put out to the media, to the royal reporters and TV stations and all the rest of it. I obviously didn't get a copy because I'm not press. So I was doubting that to begin with, but then lots of other royal reporters confirmed it and said that yes, they did get an operational note saying that once she goes into labour, they will be notified. So, considering we haven't heard anything, I would probably say that it's safe to say that she hasn't yet. I don't think they will break their word. I think if they have promised that they will tell them that they are honourable people, and they will tell them. No, because I've got my hair tiara on. I'm really, really rushed. I've literally been cleaning. I've just come from mopping my floor. This is my sort of house scrubs. I've been cleaning. I have visitors in about 45 minutes. So it's a very quick chat. Kelly Trent says, I can't take it. The baby needs to come. Baby will come. Like I say, I think we are imminent. Oh, and I saw this weird story about an Italian name, Allegra, for the baby, because it was Diana's favourite. We don't know what they're going to call baby Sussex. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And does anyone really think they're going to call the baby Allegra? I mean, we are in silly season in terms of stories because obviously we don't have any official news. People really are just totally making things up. Also, I wanted to talk about the story about the Queen visiting Harry and Meghan first. Again, I think this is a purely speculative story. It's a sort of story that you write when you want to fill a gap. And it's a sort of story that kind of makes... It's not a horrible story. It's not a nasty story. It's just one that I think perhaps might not be true. Or rather, no one knows if it's true. The Queen may well have already visited Frogmore, but we don't know when. We don't know if she was the first person. We don't even know if she has actually at all. So I would take that story with a complete pinch of salt for now. It's a reasonable story in that, you know, you would expect that they would have had family visitors to go and see the cottage. So it could well be true, but we just don't know for sure. And I personally think that that was just a story they plucked out of thin air just to fill a gap whilst it's, you know, relatively quiet royal news day or days whilst we are waiting for the baby. I mean, I could make up a reasonable sounding story. I could say, what should I think of that sounds reasonable? I could say, Meghan has been planning an organic garden with Prince Charles. Prince Charles has been advising her on how to make her garden organic. He's been there all through the stages of the build to guide her and advise her on the plans for the garden. He's been visiting, they've been teamed up. It sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But it doesn't make it true. You know, just because someone says it with a load of conviction doesn't make it true. I'm sure Meghan will have a lovely organic garden, but, you know, who knows? I'm just trying to show you that anyone can just come up with a story, and if you say it with enough conviction, it sounds real and true, but it's not. Little Annie says, yes, loads of reporters in Windsor. They will be flooding the place like rats. Let's pick up a little bit. Asparagus lady was wrong. Don't trust the asparagus. Yes. Pat Long says, just waiting to hear from you on Baby Sussex. Until then, nothing is fact, only fake. Thank you. But like I say, no one knows anything yet, I'm afraid. It's one of those pop-up chats where it's like, nothing to report here today, I'm afraid. No, I will not tell you what happened in Endgame. Sorry, Geraldine, to disappoint you. No, baby. Yes, Baby Sussex says that Baby Sussex will come when Baby Sussex is good and ready. I think Baby Sussex has a lot of Philip in him or her and is being stubborn. I'm not coming out yet. They can wait. Let them eat cake. No, Tiara. I'm doing a really quick chat. Yes, we are all ladies in waiting and gentlemen in waiting at the moment. Arnold says, just heard the Queen stop by. I've just been through that if you've only just joined. No one knows if that's true, I'm afraid. Silly season is perfect. It's definitely silly season. Teresa says, Allegra, that is my allergy pill. Again, it's another one of those stories just to fill a gap. And it's like, oh. Oh, hang on, I've just skipped loads again. Do I think the Queen went to see Meghan and Harry? No, I don't. But it's perfectly reasonable that she would, or that she is going to, or even that she has previously. But I don't think it's... we just don't know, is the simple answer to that one. And I predicted that we would have so many fake stories around the time. And also, like I said, Frogmore and Windsor would be watched like a hawk. Every time an ambulance drives by, every time you see someone arriving, there's speculation. Janine says, Kate's babies were all late because they were calling her Waity Katie. I think they were. No, it was the Great Kate Wait. Terry Turner says, perhaps the Royal Highness will give birth in her organic vegetable patch. Says the fake news. It would be a Cabbage Patch Kid, wouldn't it? Magna says, 2 American reporters from ABC already camped out in Windsor. Also, CBS is planning to do a show for their anniversary. To be perfectly honest, you aren't going to get anything. Even if I was there. All you're going to see is Windsor Castle in the background and some trees. Not terribly exciting. I mean, Meghan isn't even at Windsor Castle. Okay, she's probably not too far away, but you know, she's not even actually there. So it's like, you aren't missing a lot. And when Meghan does go into labour, all they'll be able to tell you is that she's gone into labour. There won't be anything else because they're going to keep everything else private until a couple of days later. So we still won't know much. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to announce that she's had a baby. I haven't actually heard official confirmation of that. Just that she's gone into labour whenever she does go into labour. Thank you to Selk Sibar. I've literally just come from cleaning. I agree, everyone is making up stories to pass the time. Now, one thing I did want to do is just go and look for some silly season stories. So let's have a look. If I can pull some up while we're live, I may be able to. Hang on. Okay, coming up. So, oh no, not this story. But apparently the Queen sends Kate little notes if she doesn't like her outfits, claims an expert. Really? Shall we read this one? Oh my goodness, seriously. So apparently Kate Middleton, who is this Middleton of which we are speaking, has impressed fashion experts. I've got loads of pop-ups come on my screen. Pop away, with her royal looks over the years, but apparently the Queen isn't always as impressed, really. The Duchess of Cambridge has become a style icon since marrying the royal family, blah, blah, blah. She rarely gets it wrong, blah, blah, blah. But according to an expert, there is one person who doesn't always approve of her style, the Queen. According to an expert, which expert? If you were a real, genuine expert with credentials, you would put your name to these claims, wouldn't you? So she's not happy with her hemlines or the colour of her tights. Really? This is ridiculous. Speaking to Quest Red's documentary, Meghan and Harry, a royal baby story, celebrating celebrity journalist, oh, she has put her name to it, Ashley Pearson, said, Who is this person? I've never heard of her. Kate Middleton has a whole other set of rules and restrictions because she's going to be Queen. Really? I don't think so. Diana broke all the fashion rules anyway, even if there were any. Diana wore off the shoulders and high hemlines. Remember that cocktail dress? I'm not even going to read it. It's a load of rubbish. Really? Okay, what other silly stories? Oh, we said about the unusual Italian name. I don't think that's true. Why a royal website hasn't given away Meghan's baby name despite fans spotting a clue? What clue? What clue is there be? Have I missed a clue? Apparently when you type in royal.uk/Prince Arthur or Prince Alexander and hit enter, it takes you straight back to the home page. We had all of this. Was it the last time? And did they get it right or wrong? I can't remember. It just goes on, this has led people to think that the baby is going to be Arthur. And Alexander are in the names, apparently. A similar theory was also shot down last year when the same thing happened ahead of Prince Louis's birth. People got excited when they discovered that Prince Albert URL wasn't working. Oh, so there we go. I remember now. It was Albert and it was wrong. So, again, this could be just completely wrong and fake. Let's have a look. Is there anything else silly? Just goes on about Meghan's fans thinking she's in labour. Just a load of nonsense stories, really. Let's see what people are saying. Elaine says, these experts are full of it. They try to put their idea and style into this, is how the lady should dress. There are no fashion rules, really. I mean, apart from if you're perhaps going to a state occasion where you would be required to wear a certain type of dress or style of dress, but in terms of just normal engagements, you can wear what you want. There are no rules, and the Queen would not send you a note. Deb says, if you're all happy with Elliot's reporting, please hit the thumbs up. Oh yes, please do. Apparently we have 313 watching right now. Pat Long says, Baby Sussex is behaving like a true Taurus. We'll be here when Baby Sussex is here. I agree, Baby will just be here when Baby's here. Thank you to the moderators. PJR says, Elliot, please talk about the pale yellow ribbon the royal women wear on their gowns. Whose photo is on it? Oh, that's just the royal family order, and it's similar in a way to the Royal Victorian order in that the Queen is the one who can grant it, and she grants it to the ladies in the royal family, and when they get it, they get to wear a ribbon with a miniature of the reigning monarch, and it's usually jewelled and surrounded by diamonds. Now, traditionally, they have been made out of ivory, but Catherine's was the first one. I think she got hers in 2017, wasn't it now? I think we found out she got it in 2017, that hasn't been made of ivory. It was made of some kind of resin. So we're moving away from ivory with the new ones that are being made, and I think it was resin that it's made from. And it's a little portrait of the Queen. But, for example, the Queen, the two that she wears are for the monarchs that she lived under and that was granted them by. So her father and of course her grandfather. So the colour of the ribbon changes with each monarch. So at the moment, Elizabeth is a yellow ribbon. So anybody who receives one under Elizabeth will be yellow. I'm not quite sure what colour Charles will take up when he becomes king. I don't know, but then he will be able to grant his, and his ones will have a little picture of him on, and they will be granted at his discretion. And if you have, for example, one from the Queen and one from Charles, you can wear both. It's simple as that, simple as a pimple. Dee Dee says, can we not mention the Markles? We try not to. Thank you to PJR. Okay. Elaine says Catherine got hers in 2015. I don't think it was 2015. I think it was 2017, but she didn't debut it until last year in 2018, I do believe. I'm sure it was around, I'm sure it was 2017. Because we didn't see it for a long time, and people were saying, well, when is she going to get one? When is she getting one? And then we found out that she had got one last year. So it must have been given late 2017, and I think she debuted it at a state banquet in 2018 last year, if my memory serves me. Magna says, when people were asking about the correct depths of a curtsy, to curtsy to the Queen answered she leaves that to her sister at the time. Oh, I'm not quite sure what story you're reading. But no, I mean, the Queen isn't a stickler for example, how low you have to go. It's not a competition. As long as you make just a little bit of a bob when it's the right occasion too, if you were lucky enough to meet the Queen, I think you'd be okay. Any updates on, hopefully, my soon trip to Windsor? I am definitely looking into going to Windsor. I need to find a hotel. I need to find dates when we can both go. But I really do want to go and visit and see and experience, because I've never been. So it will be something new and exciting. Janine says, will all the frogs eat the organic gardens? Well, I don't know if it is as froggy as it used to be. It got its name Frogmore, obviously because it was quite, I think it was quite a marshy area at the time. I think it has since been drained, and there are some big lakes, but they're there now on purpose rather than it being a marshy land. Sorry, I can hear something. Okay. There's something going on outside. So I think it's now not as froggy as it used to be, but it still retains its name, Frogmore. What is going on outside my window? This is the part where I peep through my curtains and go, what's going on? A Yodel delivery van has just been reversing. Okay. We seem to have some trolls in tonight. Vivian says, you are so patient with all the gossip. You are a really great person. You're lovely. Thank you. I try. I've been combating negative mega news for how long? Has it been about 7 months? Okay, all this really fake news stuff blew up round about the time they started reporting on this feud that they thought was going on. And ever since then, it has just been crazy story after crazy story after crazy story. It's been about 7 months of just battling a load of just fake waffle. And, ugh. Dee Dee says, I'm not sure how to reach out about the hotel points. Are you a member of my Royal Reviewer and Friends Facebook group? Because if you are, I do believe you can send me messages. Oh, apparently the curtsy story was from the movie The Queen. Okay. I have a donation from Barbara. $25. Thank you so much. I don't have a Fanta flap today, so I will just blow you a kiss. Thank you. M. Davies says, Sherry Blair's curtsy has left a lot to be desired. No, I don't think she was a royalist, to be fair. Hers was like a little quick bob, wasn't it? M. Davies says, I also read today that if Princess Eugenie is expecting, she would announce after Meghan. I don't think Eugenie is expecting, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you know, an announcement that she's expecting wouldn't really eclipse any baby birth of Meghan's, I wouldn't have thought. But, you know, if Eugenie is pregnant, she could sit on that news for a little while and it wouldn't make any difference, I don't think. But I'm not saying she is. Thank you to Verez. And thank you to the moderators. Okay. Oops. Okay. Did I plant any catnip? No, I didn't. Not yet. How was the movie? It was okay, considering I've not seen any of the other films prior to it. Right, now I am going to have to go now because I need to finish off getting the house ready for visitors. But I will be back tomorrow. Maybe we'll see baby come tomorrow. I don't know. It would be nice if baby came soon so that we can all stop waiting and people can go to sleep and people can stop having headaches and all the rest of it. Oh, hang on. Have I had a question come through? No. Oh, Annette says, I'll answer this one really quickly. Now with the Duchess Meghan on Baby Watch, why is there so many negative tabloid videos on her? Because they still want to make money. That's why. They still want to make money, so they're coming up with just silly stories. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Hope you've enjoyed this quick pop-up chat. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. Hit the notification bell and make sure you are subscribed. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all and goodbye.